ask how at 58 training is different than maybe it was when you were 22.
Not much different. I just need more massages than normal, but other than that, no.
Insight into how things are going.
I'm doing great, but my body is right now. I'm really sore.
I think you're playing possum.
No, I wish.
Well, you look to be in fantastic.
Mike Tyson just dropped a bombshell before his fight with Jake Paul a few minutes ago, and it's the sad news we never wanted to hear. All through the build-up to his fight with Jake Paul, aside from the tests and checkups he did, the sanctioning body has announced that they could call off the fight anytime they sensed Mike Tyson wasn't fit enough to contend. In fact, they had the right to call off the fight at the last minute.
You think I feel 58? You think they're not trying to hurt me in that gym?
Yeah.
So they can get a reputation?
Yeah.
Young 30, 28-year-old motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No.
This was the exact fear of Oscar De La Hoya, Dana White, Terrence Crawford, and many other boxing professionals who felt Iron Mike Tyson was too old to get into an exhibition fight against a fighter who is 30 years younger. Well, after initially ignoring their advice to snub the fight, Iron Mike Tyson has finally dropped a bombshell regarding his health that most probably means the fight on November 15th will not hold anymore.
And you can't compare me with other people my age, because other people at my age haven't been training as long as me, consistent as me, and I'm just a different,
Mike Tyson announced the unpleasant news on social media. He claimed he started feeling uneasy and had tried ignoring the pain until it got really serious. Eventually, he got to the doctors and was told he needed some serious treatment if at all the fight was going to continue. Well, despite the sad occurrence, he promised to do everything in his power to recover quickly and put on a show in the ring on November 15th.
Yeah, she's not been very well. Out the house this morning early, training, then back over to Manchester. Joe's responding to Catchall, then back and training too.
Even though the fight was highly anticipated by both fans and other boxers, the majority of the boxers were against it, claiming that Mike Tyson is old and he shouldn't be in the ring at that age. The boxing legend has had a couple of reasons that would make him pull out of this event before July 20th. Perhaps the most obvious one being any type of serious injury that Tyson suffered during the training camp leading to this event. Other potential reasons are a personal matter or any other type of medical condition Tyson would suffer near the date of the event. The health care that Tyson experienced is not an exception.
Wait a minute!
It is clear Tyson is still one of the best around in short bursts, but it remains to be seen if he can keep up his work for an 8-round period. The former undisputed champion already suffered a damaging defeat to the end of his professional career, losing 3 of his 4 final fights before retirement. Tyson had been documenting his training in footage as posted to social media, with some fans surprisingly impressed by his punch power and suggesting he will beat Paul. However, his new footage crushing the pads with trainer Rafael Cordero has been met by new pleas from fans for Paul to abandon the fight plans.
You heard it right, motherfucker. I'm fighting Mike Tyson.
The exhibition boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, which was supposed to take place at Atant Stadium in Arlington, Texas, on July 20th, was rescheduled after the boxing legend, Mike Tyson, suffered a medical scare on board a flight from Miami to Los Angeles, a few days resulting in rescheduling of the competition. Social media platforms and other news platforms had turned their attention towards the match which everyone awaited for, but to their disappointment, they faced higher chances of failure after the 57-year-old boxing legend Mike Tyson had health complications prior to the awaited exhibition match.
No good for boxing! Fuck you punk-ass white boy! Increasing fighter pay! Putting women's fighting on a pedestal! Look what I've done for this sport!
Thousands of fans who awaited for the match will have to face disappointment in case the match won't be happening, as they eagerly awaited to live stream it on Netflix. The incident, which was first reported by In Touch Weekly, comes as the former boxing legend Tyson was preparing for his planned summer fight in Texas with Jake Paul.
You heard it right, motherfucker. I'm fighting Mike Tyson.
Jake Paul, who currently is 27 years old, was set to take the most notable opponent of his career, the former undisputed heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, the coming summer in a rematch which is recently on the lookout by everyone in the boxing sports. The fight attracted attention of everyone from the casual sporting fans to the seasoned fight fanatics, even until the health issues that happened to Mike Tyson.
Hey, you really thought I was partying? We out here, high altitude, Colorado Springs, with the Olympians Team USA Boxing. Let's get it. Let's go.
Despite the fact that Jake Paul was 3 decades younger than his opponent, the news of the fight never took him by surprise as he looked forward to it, until now that the fight faces chances of being canceled. The age differences didn't cause any issue of concern, being that Paul stood 3 inches taller than Tyson. His 76-inch reach was 5 inches more than that of Tyson, even with the exhibition fight being scheduled against the boxing legend Mike Tyson.
You heard it right, motherfucker. I'm fighting Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson's opponent had a professional boxing record of 9-1, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout, whom they were to participate in an exhibition match the coming summer. Jake Paul had revealed his expertise in the boxing arena in San Juan, Puerto Rico against Ryan Borland, winning with several knockouts, proving that he was a qualified opponent against Mike Tyson in the exhibition match as planned. The return of the former boxing champion to the ring for a rematch with Jake Paul brought a new face in the boxing ring, with fans looking forward to the winner of the exhibition match. The two had traded insults and expletives a couple of days ago as they previewed the fight. Paul downplayed the suggestion that the 27-year-old social media star-turned-boxer hasn't had a legitimate opponent, while Tyson simply refused to answer a question about his age.
I'm the best ever. You scared coward. Praise be to Allah. The rematch is here.
The happenings of this were before the fight that was planned ahead of them faced the risk of being rescheduled after the health challenges Tyson faced during his flight from Miami. The fight had been eagerly awaited by both of the competitors, as they had a lot of talks over the media on their expectations about the oncoming fight, which is now about to fail.
Fuck you, you punk-ass white boy! Increasing fighter pay! Putting women's fighting on his pedestal! Look what I done for this sport! It won't shit without...
Tyson, who won 50 fights with 44 knockouts before retiring, made claims about the fight that, "I was doing this years ago, so this is nothing new to me. This is new to this young boy over here." Now that Tyson had health complications, the foreseen fight might no be there as scheduled. Mike Tyson suffered a medical issue during a flight from Miami to Los Angeles International Airport, a spokesperson for the boxing legend confirmed to ABC News. In a written statement, Tyson's representative said the former heavyweight champion became nauseous and dizzy due to an ulcer flare-up 30 minutes before landing. The health complications might have a negative result on the fight, even though they happened for a short period of time. Fears of the fight being canceled paved the atmosphere, as the issue occurred weeks ago before the big fight happened.
Keyshawn, how credible is this fight?
It's credible, but that's kind of where the fight...
According to In Touch Weekly, passengers heard an announcement asking for medical professionals roughly 30 minutes before the plane landed in LA. Claims were revealed that passengers were reportedly delayed from disembarking for 25 minutes after the flight landed, so that paramedics could attend to Tyson during his visit to LA for the oncoming fight.
Hard-born relationships, you would think I'm great, right? But I mean, I suck in relationships like that. But, I come from that kind of...
Further claims from Tyson's representatives told the New York Post in an email that he became nauseous and dizzy, caused by an ulcer flare-up before landing. He appreciated the medical staff that were there to help him. The health issue raised a lot of concern about his presence in the fight with Jake Paul prior to his medical issues.
We're joined by Evander Holyfield.
Claims that the medical emergency of the legendary boxer caused a 2-hour flight delay were ridiculed by the boxer's representative, claiming the delay was caused by issues with the plane's air conditioning. The news came weeks before Tyson was to return to the ring. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul were to compete in an official fight, sanctioned bout with 8 2-minute rounds using slightly larger gloves than normal. Pictures of the 58-year-old being wheeled through Los Angeles airport in a wheelchair went viral after Tyson became nauseous and dizzy around 30 minutes before landing, prompting talks over the internet about the fight he was to have with Jake Paul.
Who did you fight that was a friend of yours and you had to go in there and kill him?
This is business. If that was my mother, I have to decimate her as well. This is business.
In the fateful moment, eyewitnesses recounted the incident, noting Tyson's importance as a passenger and the urgency to ensure his well-being. An eyewitness in the plane narrated how the incident happened, saying that he was in first class, but we were in the exit row. They asked us to stay on the plane and landed so paramedics could enter. The stewardess said something like, "He's a really important passenger, so we want to make sure he's okay." I know it was him, but I just mouthed the words Mike Tyson, and she nodded her head, yes.
I died in front of people many a times. And it appears that I resurrected myself, I guess.
So talk to me.
The exhibition fight being at hand, Tyson admittedly has daily used meds in the past, but has now refrained from using the substance during his training for the upcoming fight, as it is listed as a banned substance by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. Additionally, for a better performance in the oncoming exhibition fight, he added that he had temporarily abstained from sexual activity as part of his training regimen.
Boom.
Wait a minute!
Speaking to USA Today Sports, TDLR communications manager Telemange explained that fighters over the age of 36 must submit favorable results from an electroencephalogram and an electrocardiogram. Mange added that we can also request additional testing if we think it's appropriate. Despite the claims from his representatives that Mike is doing great after the health scare, it remains to be seen whether Tyson passes medical tests and is deemed fit to fight Paul this summer. Former British boxer Carl Froch made a significant claim about Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul when discussing the contract details behind this summer's much-anticipated fight.
And I wasn't going to do anything about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, but it's on my mind, it's bugging me, it's not right, so I'm going to just give my response to it.
Froch also explained that, from what I'm hearing with the contracts, allegedly, he gets paid less if he wins in round 1, Tyson, or if he gets a knockout, he gets paid even less. Froch told safe betting sites, "There's restrictions in his contract based on how he wins. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I've read somewhere that there's a clause in his contract that means he's going to earn less money if he goes out there and destroys Jake Paul."
Listen, as soon as I heard that, I just thought, this cannot be happening. You can't be putting a guy in his mid-20s in against a guy that's approaching 60 years old. And
These claims towards the boxing champion proved the opportunity of the fight being canceled. It's really not surprising that this was Oscar De La Hoya's major fear before the fight was sanctioned. But after his comments were downplayed and Tyson began to see those watching out for him as jealous and hateful, more people gave up on warning him about the risks the fight involved. The paranoid Oscar De La Hoya was one of the very first to talk about this in an interview, and from his response, it was glaring that he wasn't buying the rescheduled fight claims, as it was again confirmed as they prepare for their press conference this weekend.
If he fights the right fights and takes the right path to that world title, he can actually get there.
In an interview with TMZ Sports, the Golden Boy warned Iron Mike to be careful. "I'm gonna pray for Mike Tyson, cause I love Mike Tyson," De La Hoya said. "I think Jake Paul, look, he's a real fighter. He really is. It's a dangerous fight. Mike Tyson, be careful, please." Well, there's little surprise regarding Oscar De La Hoya's worries, having also appeared on the screen about a month ago to express his concerns about the matchup.
This is what I feel. Jake Paul, you say you want to be a world champion. You say you want to take this sport serious.
Look, I'm a purist. Have I been involved in these kinds of fights? No, look, this is what I feel. Jake Paul, you say you want to be the world champion? You say you want to take the sport serious? Then take it serious, De La Hoya said in an interview when asked about Tyson versus Jake Paul's bout. He sounded disappointed at Jake Paul for considering taking on Mike Tyson in the first place, claiming he was acting against his words of taking the sport seriously. What is this? This is not a popularity contest. I'm actually praising Jake Paul here for taking this seriously because I really truly feel if he fights the right fights and takes the right path to that world title, he can actually get there.
What is this? This is not a popularity contest. I'm actually praising Jake Paul here to take this serious.
He then tipped Paul to go as far as he wants, but only if he fights the right fights. I'm not sure because it's up to him if he can win it, but he can get there. But he's not going to get there through Mike Tyson. He's going to make a shitload of money. He's going to gain more popularity at Mike Tyson's expense. Do I like it? No, because I love Mike Tyson. He further expressed his dislike for the fight and his belief as to who's a right opponent for Jake Paul. He claimed Mike Tyson is not a right fight for Jake Paul.
And takes the right path to that world title, he can actually get there. I'm not sure, because it's up to him if he can win it.
He hasn't earned it. We have to keep it into perspective. This is entertainment, I guess. This is a fight that is going to do great business all over the world. More power to them. But last time I heard Jake Paul was very serious about the sport. All I'm saying is make your money, but take the sport seriously. Despite his love for Mike, he felt Mike was too old for the fight and only hoped he came out of it safe. It's going to be dangerous for Tyson, but it won't be dangerous for Tyson because Tyson's been up in the ring with monsters. He has a chin, and I'm sure he can go 6 rounds, 7 rounds, 8 rounds, but I'm just concerned about Tyson's legacy. I've never seen a 57-year-old fighter in the ring against a strong bull like Jake Paul. I think it'll be sad for Tyson. I'm not sure how or which way it affects boxing because a lot of eyeballs are going to be watching. I grew up with Tyson. Hopefully, he stays safe up there.
But he can get there. But he's not gonna get there through Mike Tyson. He's not gonna, I mean, he's gonna make a shitload of money. He's gonna gain more popularity.
However, Tyson, making his return to the ring after 19 years away, made it clear that he was looking out for himself and his business interests, while Paul might have gotten a little carried away, leaving fans to wonder if he is displaying too much vulnerability even after defeating Mike Perry last month. Tyson's last professional fight saw him retire on his stool after 5 rounds against Kevin McBride almost 20 years ago. Paul has won 10 of his 11 professional fights, but most of his wins have come against former MMA stars, including Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, and Nate Diaz. His sole defeat came when he stepped up his caliber of opponent and was outpointed by Tommy Fury last year.
Come on, that's me in the middle. I love you. I'm bucking out, let's go. We'll see. Oh, we will see, buddy.
And Paul has promised an equally violent end to the fight, insisting, "This is history. Everyone is saying I'm going to get knocked out by what happens when I put this man to sleep. He's saying it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake. He's going to kill Jake Paul. I respect Mike Tyson, but we're not friends anymore. I'm knocking this idiot out and we'll see who's dead." Former UFC middleweight champion Michael Bisping has criticized the matchup since it was made. Tyson is 58 years old, taking on Paul, who is 27.
Mike Perry having only 1 professional boxing fight and Jake Paul being about 30 to 40 pounds bigger, heavier, about a good 3 or 4 inches taller.
"We know the fight is a joke. Let's be honest," Bisping said on his YouTube channel while watching the press conference live. "Let's see if he can get us any more excited about this absolutely shit show, this farce of a fight. That makes you look pathetic. You just admitted that you're going up against an old man," Bisping said. "Jake Paul, he's just a tool bag."
Jake Paul's a total, he's just a tool bag. I'm not going to lower myself and swear. I mean, look at him there. It's nice to see that he's finally getting booed and getting the kind of response that he deserves.
It's nice to see that he's finally getting booed and the kind of response that he deserves. Finally, for once, an educated crowd. "This is grade A nonsense," Bisping continued. He picks these opponents that are, in this case, he's 58, or they are way past their sell-by date, or they're smaller than you. Fighting is about challenging yourself. Bisping went on to trash Paul more than he already had. "You are a joke. You are a disgrace to the combat world. You're a wannabe. You're a fake. Challenge yourself, you pathetic man, you pathetic individual," Bisping said.
Mike Tyson, he's not gonna, I mean, he's gonna make a shitload of money. He's gonna gain more popularity on Mike Tyson's expense. Do I like it? No.
Michael Bisping has always been one of Jake Paul's most intense rivals during his feud with mixed martial artists. The former middleweight world champion, who has little time for his behavior and fight buildups, had earlier complained about the problem child. The Brit believed that there was no possible winning for Paul in this fight, with the best case scenario being he knocks out an aged legend decades past their best. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.